Question 5 says, the double number line below shows the amount Sean gets paid based on the number of hours he works. Complete the double number line by filling in the empty boxes, then answer the questions that follow. Based on the double number line, we can see that Sean makes $32 in 4 hours. So we can also see how we're counting on the number line in order to make that ratio true. I know that on the top number line, which represents pay in dollars, I'm counting by eighths because each tick mark on a number line needs to be separated by the same amount of space. So if I go from 0 to 8, I would go from 8 to 16, plus another 8 is 24, and then I end up in the correct place at 32. On the bottom number line, I can see that every 2 spaces represents 2, plus another 2 spaces to get 4. Halfway between 0 and 2 is 1, and halfway between 2 and 4 is 3. I know that the numbers I've chosen work because I can count by the same thing and always end up with the correct results. For example, 0 plus 1 is 1, plus another 1 is 2, plus another 1 is 3, plus another 1 is 4. I'm always skip counting by the same thing. On the top number line, I'm counting by eighths. And it checks out because 0 plus 8 is 8, 8 plus 8 is 16, 16 plus 8 is 24, and 24 plus 8 is 32. Then I can use the double number line to help me answer the questions below. For example, A, how much would Sean get paid for 4 hours of work? On the number line, I can see that when Sean works for 4 hours, he's paid $32. Because every hour he makes $8, and he does that 4 times for a total of $32. Question B says, how many hours would Sean have to make $40? Justify your answer. When I look at the number line, I see that I stop at $32, but I can always continue counting by eighths. After 32 comes 40, and so I'm already there where I need to be to answer question B. Of course, I also need to fill in the time number line, which is simply 5. And so for 40 hours of work, this part of the number line shows me, for $40 earned, this part of the number line shows me that he makes $40 in 5 hours. 5 hours. Question C asks what happens when Sean works 30 minutes. I know that 30 minutes is the same thing as half of an hour. And on my number line, half of an hour is right here in between 0 and 1. I can add tick marks on the number line above to show what comes halfway between 0 and 8. Of course, half of 8, or 8 divided by 2, is equal to 4. And so I know that in 30 minutes, or half an hour, Sean makes $4. Now, that makes sense because if in 1 whole hour Sean makes $8, if he works half the time, he makes half as much money. Finally, question D says, how much would Sean get paid for 8 hours of work? Justify your answer. We could continue the number line until we see 8 hours. I can keep counting by eighths on top. So 48, 56, 64, and continue counting by ones on bottom. I would see that in 8 hours, Sean makes $64. The other way I could solve this problem is just by setting up an equivalent ratio. If Sean makes $8 in 1 hour, so 1 hour to $8, I know that in 8 hours, I need to multiply the amount of dollars times 8, because that's how I got from 1 hour to $8. That gives me a total of $64. But either strategy works.